Hey, we weren't that late. I hope not. I don't know. Who knows? People!
An hour and a half late.
Wait, not an hour and a half late. See, look, I would took a half an hour.
We usually do this at 7:30 CST.
For real? It's about to be 7:30, like, just Arizona time. I don't even know where ST is. Jesus Christ. Sorry, y'all. Anyways, it is the Unnecessary Gaming Show. It's, I don't know, midnight, midweek, whatever the fuck chat tag. It is the Unnecessary Gaming Show. For some reason, this shit ain't working. What happened once again? Damn it. Damn thing? Jeez. I'm going to put it on Twitch now while I fix this. Jet, how you doing with your weird-ass avatar? Why you got weird avatars every single time?
Cause I don't have a permanent one yet. So you know what? I'm just going to have fun with this.
Eventually,
You've never had a permanent one. You always change your avatar.
Yeah.
That's why I said, not yet. I don't have a permanent one yet.
So you think that eventually you will have one that's going to be permanent?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be, if we ever get a photo of her, it's going to be that with an M next to her name like me, you, and Ganja have.
Yeah. I'm actually very curious how hers is going to be.
Like me that you secretly took.
Wait, what happened?
I have a bunch of photos that I didn't see. I don't secretly take photos of people.
Yes, you do.
You do.
No,
all
I
the fucking
don't.
time.
They know when I'm taking a photo of them.
Yeah, but no, everything seems to be working over here, so yay, I'm so fucking happy about that shit. Ganja Guru is asleep right now. Apparently, I don't even know, like, who's supposed to be on these shows now, apparently. I'm fucking, Alan's telling me, like, hey, man.
Now.
Wait, what was that?
For the audience that's listening, does Ganja usually show up on the show? Because he does.
No, yeah, he does.
We're having a discussion.
No, he usually shows up. I'm just saying this is something that happened recently. Man, so you weren't even fucking focusing then. Like,
well, yeah, you were talking.
No, but, like, earlier, like, yeah.
You were talking to me.
Yeah.
Oh, right? Like, this fucking dude.
No, because this guy said you weren't focusing. I was like, yeah, of course I wasn't focusing. You were talking to me.
No, Alan. No, I'm talking. Never mind. I'm not doing this.
I was insulting you.
Anyways, people, this guy, this fucking guy over
here.
here.
Is so boring.
Andrew saying, I'd say you guys took a secret photo of me and Austin, but it wasn't any of you guys. Oh, but someone did actually, though, Andrew? That's not cool.
I think they were, yeah. I can't remember what the fuck it was.
Yeah, because someone did. That's still weird. No one should be taking any fucking, like, secret photos of you. Like, and then I know, like, I'm joking with Alan. I don't think Alan's actually, like, a pervert with it or whatever, but I can't help but think that people who do that are a little bit perverted. Like, that's some kind of, like, invasion of privacy thing. Not an extreme one, but still, you should not be... Spell the man's name right, Alan.
No, we have a dynamic.
What? That you're stupid and he's disrespected? Like, dude, it's just
disrespected. Motherfucker has 8 names.
It's Raheem. It's not that hard.
I don't give a fuck, Raheem.
Yeah. Anyways, Tokipop, aka Raheem.
We talk all the time.
God, Red Robot Keen. By the way, too, Tokipop, at some point I want to know why you have so many names. And I don't know, it's fucking crazy. I'm gonna look at the Twitch chat one more time. I don't know if people are in there. Yes, they are. Oh my God, hello, fellow crazy people. That's what JP says over here. Mr. Arcane Gamer. I don't know what the fuck is going on with your weird ass name.
I'm gonna read Arcane.
Arcane?
Yes.
Yeah, no, he's not Arcane. He ain't my Keen. He your Keen. But no, JP's over there just chilling when I'm probably talking about fucking anime or whatever the fuck soon. It's all good. I don't mind talking about anime when the time comes for that, but right now I don't know shit about anime. And I haven't watched it in a long time. The only thing I'm actually watching is Hunter x Hunter. Jed, do you know what episode we're on, or at least what arc we're on? Do you know the name of it?
We are starting one of the better arcs in the show, the York New arc.
The York?
Yeah, York New.
Is it really called York New?
No, it's called New Yokio.
Yeah, that's fucking stupid.
It's literally it's just New York backwards.
That's very dumb. That's very dumb.
The thing is about Hunter x Hunter, if you look at the map, it's basically just the world map just upside down.
Really? I did not know that. Yeah, because this is where we're at right now. Oh, wow, I guess... Man, okay, so I had to do an update to XSplit, so sorry if I'm showing the wrong shit yet again, but XSplit just switched every single fucking scene that I have prepared for all these shows and just mixed them all up. So I gotta fix the YouTube part now. God damn it. But yeah, no, I was trying to show the Hunter x Hunter thing. I'm actually really loving that fucking show a lot. I do think, though, that the best arc is not the one that we currently are doing. I actually like the competition stuff a lot better. But I guess I can't say too much or else I'll fucking ruin it for people, right? I don't know. Do people get really like sensitive when it comes to Hunter x Hunter, Jet?
Do people get sensitive? Like in what way?
Like in a spoiler way? Like, don't say that. You're gonna fucking ruin it for me. Like that way.
Like the more you don't know about it, the better it is. But most of the time, people just say like, oh, like, yeah, you're getting really close to this really good arc, or like, yeah, things are gonna get really good pretty soon, stuff like that.
Okay, yeah.
But you can get really spoilery later. Usually people are pretty good about spoilers because they want you to go in not knowing too much.
Yeah. But yeah, so we have shit tons of topics today. I didn't get anything kind of like, put on screen for this. But I gotta say, like, Alan, when was the last time we had so much shit to talk about before, man? Because, like, this doesn't really happen with the game show.
The E3?
Yeah, E3, yeah.
But the thing is, we're going to be on the road to E3. It's usually in June, which means we have 2 months before. So it's like people are starting to rip those engines up. They're starting to de-ice their engines. And like, hey, guys, we're going to do a bunch of reveals leading up to E3. So, yeah, I'm excited.
And one of the biggest things for me that was, like, holy shit, hype today, I mean, I'll get into, like, Mortal Kombat later on, but I'm talking about, like, reveals in a sense, and Borderlands 3, man, it's finally fucking happening after so many tries.
Oh, good. I needed a reason to go to the bathroom.
Alan got mad because she was so excited she was doing this song, and he literally left the call. I think it was because of her. I gotta tell you, here's the thing. You're doing that noise, but you know who wasn't doing that fucking noise during this? Whoever the fuck the main spokesperson was on that press conference, because it was some cringy shit. This video they played twice.
Is now be excited. We did so many new innovations.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't think that was the issue.
Like, Alan.
God, no. Okay, I had read on this last time, but I'm gonna go through this rant again. There are, like most open world games, there are 6 weapon types. And when you have, there are billions and billions of guns, it's some stupid fucking bullshit that's only for advertising. Because what they consider 2 different guns is this pistol has a fire rate of 101, this pistol has a fire rate of 102. Wow, they're drastically different guns. No, they're identical in every fucking stat, but there's a small little percentage. That is some fucking bullshit. That is not billions and billions of fucking different ass guns. Fuck you. Oh, this weapon's red, this weapon's blue. Completely different guns, right? No, that's just a color scheme, you motherfuckers.
Okay, can I just...
Anyway, Alan.
No.
Alan.
Boo! Boo!
Alan.
Boo this fucking series!
Alan, does any of your game series have guns with legs that walk?
They're called turrets, and yeah!
And actually, yeah, my Metal Gear Solid had that
Recon, and that game sucked!
They literally have a mind of their own, and they got sexy-ass legs. They got sexy-ass legs.
Sexy-ass legs? Why are you talking about the sexiness of their fucking legs? It's fucking weird.
They got sexy-ass legs, and they walk.
Just go play fucking Bastion from Overwatch.
Anyways, as I was saying,
gun with legs.
The thing,
like a literal gun with legs.
The thing is, what I'm trying to say, shut the fuck up, Alan. God damn it.
No,
like, because we're not even at that point yet. That's gonna be the end of the conversation. But like the main thing I'm talking about here, and the reason why I'm about to talk shit about it, I'm almost trying to like join you on your side about talking about negatively about this, even though I'm excited. That Gearbox press conference was terrible. Me and Jet were trying to watch this. This motherfucker played not only this video twice, but another video. He played the first 5 seconds literally 8 fucking times. Like, for some reason they're having technological issues, I guess, at, what was this, PAX East?
Oh, yeah. PAX East, I don't know if PAX East started.
Yeah, so they're doing that, and like this dude literally, everyone thought he was joking. People were laughing at first, like, ha ha ha, you're fucking with us, blah blah blah. But the dude kept having to restart the video, and then he just ends up I swear to God, this dude just gives up and says, listen, we're gonna have this reveal for this game, and this girl's gonna come out to introduce it. Well, here she is. She's our princess. She's so beautiful, isn't she? She's so great. Anyways, go back. Sorry we couldn't do that surprise, but hopefully your TVs work, people. There is going to be a reveal. Fuck. Like,
man, I love live press conference fuck-ups. They're the best.
I don't. They're so cringy, and it makes me hurt so much because this is a big deal. Everyone was cheering, and you had like like that huge thing like in the movies where like everyone goes yay at the end, and everyone's all happy, and it's a beautiful fucking thing. The orchestra music's playing. He had that, and it got ruined because people suck at fucking doing the goddamn monitors in the back. The production team. It was so.
Hey man,
honestly, I thought that shit was like I thought they were trying to do some trolly ass shit, and I was getting angry. Like, really, bitch. And then just kept playing over and over again, like, okay, wait, oh, it's actual technical difficulties. Oh, that's so embarrassing.
I feel bad for that because that shit happens a lot with technical. Dude, I will always love Uncharted 4 more so for every time it was at a press junket versus the actual fucking game, because every time they showed that game, it fucked up in some way on stage.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's some fucking shit though. It just. I'm glad that, we finally got a reveal for Borderlands 3, but it's like, dude, sometimes this is when Nintendo Direct does shit better for not doing it live, because you get to edit the shit, you can do it right, it's concise, it's about 20 minutes. I mean, there was a thing where he had his son and I think a daughter, or maybe it's just some young girl, but they were doing this whole, like, Borderlands board game thing, he was trying to teach him how to do it and shit. It was so bad, and then he kept telling him to do stuff, and then he would do it for him. He's like, okay, why don't you grab the, I'll do it. It's like, he was just stumbling.
It all ended in a fucking card trick.
Yeah, and I'm just like, oh,
What?
oh, that was a magic show? I didn't know
Sorry,
that was a
what
magic
the
show.
fuck are you talking? What did I miss?
Like,
Dude, I'm
that-
telling you, it
like,
was a disaster.
man.
Yeah, I mean,
Was it
like,
Randy
so,
Pitchford? Randy the Liar Pitchford?
yeah, or wow, he's a liar apparently. Like, what?
Yeah,
what's he-
he's he lies his ass off, but he's a magician.
Okay, yeah, but like that's the thing though. Like for me, Jed, I'm gonna ask you, like, was that stuff? Was it endearing how cringy it was? It was fucking up, or was it something that you were like, dude, I don't know if I can watch this anymore because it's really fucking uncomfortable.
I didn't care about that goddamn shit. I just wanted to see Borderlands 3, and the fact is, like, I know he was excited and whatnot, but like he was so goddamn awkward. Like, I would think like, yeah, you practiced this somewhat, but just like you brought people on stage and whatnot, so it's just like,
Yeah.
So
I mean,
this is about to get really fucking stupid.
Yeah, I only watched the trailer. I didn't know we were gonna talk about PAX East at all.
Yeah, man. I
And
mean,
the thing is, like, the thing about the conference is, like, literally every video they show, like, from what I started watching, fucked up. The literal Borderlands 3 reveal fucked up.
yeah, I was dropping frames.
Like,
and everything.
honestly, like, the
That's
frames were so fucked up, I was just like, okay, like, Borderlands usually fast, so this is a different
really.
take on it. And then all of a sudden, it's like, oh, well, I don't know why it ended up like that. They, like, the people in the back said they fixed it, and it's supposed to look way better than this. So anyway, you guys want to see the actual trailer again?
Yeah.
It's like, when it's all, like, in 4K and all that, just like, I mean,
Oh boy,
okay.
4K with these cell-shaded features.
Yeah.
It actually looked a lot better.
It did. There was a big
Oh.
difference.
Yeah.
Because I'm seeing this, I'm like, again, I'm not one of those people, oh man, it has to always look fucking better. I'm a fan of the Assassin's Creed series. It takes 3 games before you notice a difference. But I saw this, I'm like, this looks like Borderlands 2 and the pre-sequel. Like, it
Oh
doesn't
no,
look
I mean, like, the style's still the same, but there's obviously, like, some updates, whatever, but I don't think you really need to change the style for Borderlands that much. But yeah, what I mean was, like, the video looked all fucking weird and stuff like that, but when it actually, like, when it was sped up and everything, it's just like, okay, yeah, this actually looks really good.
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing. Like, I mean, they're showing so many different like maps over here and whatnot too. I can't wait to actually explore all these areas. And the shell shadedness. I mean, yeah, it's gonna have that kind of design, but it still looks like there's a big, huge like gap in quality between Borderlands 2 and this, even though they look somewhat similar. But I know, like, look at that shit too, like that big ass T-Rex looking motherfucker. Like that shit's awesome. I'm so fucking hyped for that. Jay, I'm gonna ask you, aside from the characters and whatnot, what are you most hyped to actually see when it comes to when this game's actually released?
The new fucking siren. The new fucking
The new siren looks like a munchkin.
A
It's
mon-
like a
that's
troll
not
doll getting
that's not the-
sentience.
That's not the siren. The siren was the one that basically had all the 3 arms coming out and stuff
Oh,
like
the
that.
3 arms? I thought it was the
Oh,
girl next to the last siren. There was the person with the hood on.
Oh, there's a set, like, there can only be 7 sirens in the known universe at a time.
Yeah.
So basically, like, every game you get to play as one.
Yeah, so I don't know.
And they're always girls, basically, as well.
Yeah, because I don't know shit about the siren. Like, you guys are like, oh, the siren. I'm like, oh, you guys ready for the police to show up? Like,
No, that's the magic person.
Okay, yeah, and I mean, and they had like some Doctor Strange shit going on. Like, she had like basically like I don't know how many arms, but they look like people. They look like shadow people, like just around her, like blue.
Yeah, the thing that's the sirens is, like, each of them have, like, sort of, like, psychic type powers, but each of them have, like, they're all different.
Yeah.
Oh, not, like, let's see.
Here it
Like,
is.
Lilith in the
Okay.
first one had, she can basically,
Day shift, was it? Or was that the second one?
There we
remember.
go. Yeah, and here
One
it is
had
right
a
here.
phase shift, one had phase lock. They were basically 2 different things. Basically, each siren has a phase sort of move.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I
Oh,
mean,
okay, yeah, never mind. Okay, that's the one different, because I saw at one point there was the second woman, there's someone that munchkin. No, that looks really cool, the whole Doctor Strange Zendaya shit from Overwatch. The mage, I actually do play as the sirens because they're the most interesting, because the soldier's so fucking boring, and usually I play soldiers, but I'm like, this guy's just so fucking boring. I'm never gonna fucking play as a sniper or heavy, so I'm like, yeah, mage for me, I guess.
yeah, no.
Axton, the soldier in basically the second one, he was a lot more interesting than Roland in the first one, because he had a lot more personality and shit like that, kind of because he was kind of a piece of shit. This game, I'm not sure how, like, their soldier-like character will be, but I know basically every character from that you played in the last game will show up in this one, like they did with Borderlands 2, so that's exciting.
And I'll get voice actors. I'm like It's funny because like Borderlands 1, none of the main characters had voice acting. There was just the voiceless protagonist. Then second one, everyone gets voice acting, and they added a lot of story and characterization to the characters that was never there prior. But then the main characters of 2 never really had anything else going on, so I was like, I can't wait to see this again.
Yeah, I mean, like, even what you're saying, it's just like you're literally admitting that each game's getting better and better. So it's like, I'm not
No,
trying to
each
say
game is
that.
getting different.
Okay, well, I mean, it's like, oh, they have voice acting, then they did, or they didn't, then they did. It's like that's an upgrade. There's no like, I don't know.
Just because just because it's upgraded doesn't mean I enjoy it. Like there are differences. I'm not saying they're saying it's the same fucking game every fucking time. Like I agree with Jet, they are changing things up. They did a drastic change of tone, of story and writing from 1 to 2.
Mm-hmm.
But I still don't fucking like them. I think Borderlands 2 is a better game than 1, but I still don't fucking like Borderlands 2.
I will say this. I'm really interested in how they're gonna implement the Telltale games in this one, because a character who was actually a main in Tales of the Borderlands from Telltale is actually in this one. He was basically a successor of Handsome Jack.
Oh, nice.
And we actually don't know if he's like a good guy or a bad guy. But yeah, so I'm actually interested in that too, because they basically made that canon.
Yeah, I mean, you know what I'm hoping to do, and I know like this is something I make fun of with comic book movies and whatnot, but like a character like Handsome Jack, I would hope that they would bring him back, some kind of villains from back then, and kind of like, okay, like they came out Borderlands 1 and Borderlands 2, some of these villains, some of these creatures, some of these, whatever, these designs. And it's like, it was cool for back then, but we were working with nothing. We had to like start off from scratch making these characters. And now, after there's been some years, and after people have some lore and whatnot, let's bring them back and perfect them in this game. I'd be so hyped to see things from Borderlands 1 come into this, especially Handsome Jack from Borderlands 2 come to this. Like that'd be really cool. Bring them back from the dead, whatever the fuck. Like I would love that. I don't think they're gonna do that though.
That's the thing with Rise. I think that's what his name is. Basically, he had a hologram of a Handsome Jack he would take with him and stuff like that. So Handsome Jack may or may not be in this game.
Okay, yeah. See, that's
directly
really cool.
with Rise.
Yeah, no, that's really cool because you're gonna have to step up your game as far as making a villain when it comes to a third video game in a franchise, especially when everyone's been waiting for. And I gotta tell you, Handsome Jack, like whether or not Alan likes him and whether or not some people have certain feelings about him, that dude was just always in the game. He was always just hovering, whether he's talking shit, doing this, doing that, killing the fucking character. It's like he was there. So I just feel like, yeah, you need to make sure to bring a good villain. This is not going to be a game that's just based on the fun of playing it. There is a story here somewhat. People actually caring enough to even make Tales from the fucking Borderlands. So it's like, yeah, story is key, and with story, you need a good villain. I'm fucking hyped. Hopefully Gearbox doesn't do this shit again by themselves. They need E3. I feel like next time, be with somebody who got their shit together and then have them announce and do the whole thing because
I don't even think they could actually deal with a direct, seeing as what happened to a certain other company.
Oh god.
Oh, really? Okay, so I don't even know what the fuck's going on with that particular thing. I don't know if we're gonna talk about it tonight or anything because most of the stuff. I mean, there's so much shit going on. I wasn't even able to like do a lot of research on this. And moving on from that too, I tried my best to find out what the fuck was happening with State of Play, PlayStation State of Play. And I couldn't find no fucking news on anything, man. It was really kind of annoying. But you were talking some shit, both of y'all actually. I remember when I came home, Jed's like, "You missed it. It was fucking trash." It's like, what? And same with Alan.
This is why you should leave directs to Nintendo.
Yeah, I see your point, but you should also save your big announcements for big conferences. Alan, I'm gonna have you.
Oh, don't worry, they did because there wasn't a single big announcement here that wasn't something that was already established prior. And look at it this way, guys. If you keep on hating on this State of Play Direct shit, Sony will give up on it and never do it again because that's what Sony does. So keep hating on it because we'll never have to see it again next year. But yeah, I did the roundup, and honestly, it wears it so much on its sleeve that it's a fucking VR Direct. And you can't tell me otherwise. That's why I said, yeah, the Sony VR Direct was awful because that's what it fucking was. It was 90% VR games. Which, by the way, all of them except for maybe the fucking one where you're like this British crime fucking dude looked like the British crime one looked kind of cool, but the rest of them looked awful. Like like Five Nights at Freddy VR? I mean, you just play monitors. What the fuck's it gonna be besides a closer to your fucking face?
Like people have already been doing Five Nights at Freddy's in fucking VR, so like, who gives a shit?
Yeah.
No Man's Sky in VR, I'm like, okay, I like No Man's Sky, I like it a lot. It could be cool in VR, I guess. But then it's like, I don't fucking care. And it's like, what are the three major announcements that anyone actually gives a shit about are Crash Team Racing, which we've seen that a bunch of times, so it continued to look cool. Mortal Kombat 11, we've seen it a bunch of times, so like whatever, we get to see some more shit. And Days Gone, which again, that game comes out in a fucking month. Like, honestly, there was nothing there that was anyone's time. And it's like they only did that because they wanted to put a bunch of VR games on there, but they didn't want to call it a VR Direct because they knew no one would watch it.
Yeah, no, and that's the thing that's weird for me. Because I will say I was kind of hyped to hear about what they're gonna have, and then to know like, okay, they start off with Crash Team Racing. That's a good way to fucking start off. Like that's a pretty cool idea. You know, it's just there's so much shit going on for Sony right now. They're doing really, really good. So it's like, why did you guys drop the ball so fucking hard? The Mortal Kombat 11 thing, I remember reading about that, and then I came home and watched it. I don't know why they're really pushing the rap music with this game. Like everyone's already told them that the rap doesn't go with Mortal Kombat. And they keep putting more rap in there, and it's just like...
So, MKX's reveal trailer, I still think that the song goes great with it. MK11's was awful. Oh my god. But this one, I actually kind of like it. It was a bit of a comical... it was kind of a bit of a funnier... Because, like, I guess one of the issues is, like, Mortal Kombat's always kind of had its... it's always been very serious, but it's also had its really dumb moments. Really fucking stupid moments. So it's like they're kind of leaning in a little bit without it making a full comedy. Like, hey, let's lean a little bit into the kind of funny, especially with Johnny Cage being apparently. I feel like he's gonna be a very important part of the story. Like, I want him to be like, shit, how many times have I died in these alternate universes? Goddamn, like,
No,
I feel like he's gonna be a center of it.
There's gonna be that fucking scene where basically he's hitting on his fucking daughter or some shit.
No, well, there is. There's a part where he literally just says like, "Ooh, hey, something, something," and then she's like, "Oh, gross." Like. Fuck you. Like,
yeah, it's Johnny Cage. But again, it looks good, but it's already been established. There was nothing new here that looked interesting. Anything that looked interesting was already established, which I'm fine with. But in between, by the way, a lot of those trailers, like it started with Crash Team Racing, but MK11 and Days Gone were near the end, which means there's an entire chunk of like 15 minutes of nothing but VR shit, and none of it looked good. None of it.
Oh, they started off with fucking Iron Man VR, which I was confused on what the fuck that was at first. I was just like, okay, what's this? Where are they going with this? Oh, Iron Man VR. Oh,
we're getting an Iron Man game. It's in VR.
Yeah. I mean, I like the idea of that too. I mean, I know you guys are you all hate on VR a lot, and I remember like one of the
hate on it. What are you talking about? I literally have a Vive. I have a VR headset.
Yeah, you buy a lot of shit that you don't like, though. Just like me.
No, I like VR. Don't get me wrong. I really do. None of the games there looked interesting.
Okay, well, shit. But yeah, I mean, so I don't know, man. It's just like I know that it was annoying to just put a bunch of VR stuff within this particular thing, but it's like, you know what? They probably would have never got that much time to do the VR stuff if they were part of E3 or whatever the fuck, some other, like, you know, experience or whatever. So it's like they're doing their own shit. Like, you know what? Fine, fuck it. Let's finally give ourselves the chance to actually, like, showcase some of this shit. And it's like, yeah, VR, let's do this. And I will say, like, I think that, you know, PlayStation fans and people like us, like me, Jet, you, Alan, Ganja even, we're going to be on PS4, PS5, no matter what. I don't give a fuck what they're going to release about PS5. Even if they say, oh, now it's all digital. Like, we're going to get it, right? They're trying to sell people that... No, bullshit. You know you're going to get it. Because you're not going to get an Xbox. There probably won't fucking be one. No,
I'm never getting another Microsoft console. Just because they fuck them.
Yeah, well, because you have a computer, too. It's like they keep telling you, oh, you can do much shit on your computer. It's like... Well, then I'll just stick with it. Thank you, stupid.
That's the thing, not necessarily, because like I have a high-powered PC 100%, but like there are games like, let's say I had an Xbox One, there are games I'm never gonna fucking get on a PC. I'm never buying a Battlefield game on PC ever. I'm honestly I'm never buying a multiplayer game on fucking PC because I don't fucking like how the PC handles multiplayer. I'll play it on the console every fucking day of the week. But again, one of the reasons is outside of cross-platform game. There wasn't a single reason to own a fucking Xbox One. Some of my favorite games of last year are all PlayStation exclusives.
Okay, yeah, and I mean, and same here, obviously. But I mean, I'm a PS4 fanboy. I'm a Sony fanboy, like I've always have been. So it is what it is. So I just feel like, and I think all of us kind of have, not the fanboyism part of it, but just the fact that, like, okay, if there is a game that's on both consoles, we're probably gonna get on the PS4, even just as friends, because we all have the same shit. So because of that, you know, I don't really feel like. What the fuck was I even gonna say too? But let's get on different topics. But like, fucking think, motherfucker.
It's gone.
It's gone. Yeah, no, it's fucking gone. Shit. Fuck you, Alan. God damn it. Anyways, I just think that the fucking thing was cool. Oh yeah, the VR stuff. That's what I was gonna say. They had to sell the consumers, the people that are actually intending the shit, waiting to you know, invest in whatever the product is, or trying to sell it to like big fucking stores and whatnot. They gotta be like, hey guys, see, people give a fuck about the VR stuff, right? And it's high dollar, it's high margin. You guys want to get involved in this? So it's like, you know, people who are just trying to move on to the next trend, they're looking for the VR. So they're not trying to sell us. You know, they gave us CTR, that shut us the fuck up. We don't need to have any more on anything else. You know, same thing with Mortal Kombat 11. Like, they're not gonna have a bunch of gameplay on that. Cause they're like, you know, you guys are gonna get it. No, fuck you. Not gonna.
I mean,
spend a lot of time
they
on it.
could have. They could have easily had some gameplay, but they just showed the story trailer. It's like everything here was a colossal waste of time.
I guess. I mean, I don't know, man. I won't talk so much shit about it because it's like, you know, I do appreciate that it is separate. I hate waiting for E3, and then I gotta sit through EA's fucking thing. I gotta sit through DICE. I gotta sit through this. I gotta sit through that. And then I finally get to PlayStation, and I'm like, oh, 3 things. Yay. It's like, dude, I don't got all day to do this shit. I like how they're all split up. I mean, same with Gearbox. Honestly, dude, I would have been mad if I had to sit through this bullshit and then a bunch of other bullshit to get to Borderlands 3. Because
Well,
if this...
clap.
Huh?
Yeah,
Please clap.
Who's class? Yeah. What was that from? By the way, I remember that being a thing.
Oh, that's
Bush.
a Jeb Bush thing.
Oh Jesus. God damn. Talk about saying Doom Eternal is going to be one with ID Tech 7. Who's ID Tech 7 with?
Wait, are they talking about Doom Eternal? Okay. So no, because we were talking about earlier where Gary's like, Rage 2 looks like a Mad Max game, and I'm like, ironic because it's made by the guys who made the last Mad Max game. So they just talk about a bunch of Rage and Eternal stuff. So.
He's saying look up Observation for
God,
PS4.
don't do it, please, no. Dude, it's just 2001: A Space Odyssey but you're playing as Hal. It's the thing we were talking about earlier, where you're the fucking cameraman playing and control, like you're basically controlling the security system of the fucking station as this woman's navigating it, and I wasn't really able to tell if you're the fucking bad guy or not, or you're trying to help her survive.
Wasn't that a game back in the day or whatever that was a cult classic?
I don't know.
That basically you had to like watch like the cameras and shit to keep from criminals and everything like that or something.
Yeah,
Keep
this is
criminals
actually
from killing people.
yeah.
It looks just.
Okay, in the world where we're constantly doing that stupid shit where it's like, oh, job simulator, this simulator, it's like we got a space simulator. I am fucking so down for this.
No, we have security simulator.
Okay, I mean it's so slow, and I can't sit here and watch this whole fucking thing. But like, like here's the thing: based on just trailers and just observation, we have another game that everyone's freaking the fuck out about, Death Stranding, that showed us less than this did, and this is a fucking we play as a camera.
We
Like,
play
I'm
the
just
camera. You're right. The Death Stranding has showed literally nothing. But this just is it's just a camera game. Like, no, just go play a fucking Telltale game, guys. It's gonna be the same amount of shit.
Well, I mean, that's just a point of view, though. Who knows? Like, I mean, obviously, we're not just be switching the camera. Oh, let's see her from over here. I mean, like, we're gonna control something.
I'm pretty sure we will. Like, I'll put money down. That's exactly what's gonna happen.
Oh, that just fucking you just killed yourself there. Don't put money.
I'll put money down. That you're
You
just
know
controlling
what? So
a camera.
you learn from this. So you fucking learn from this. $20 down. You put that down, and I'll put $20 down on my side.
That you're controlling a camera. I'll fucking take that money.
Yeah, I would do it because you are so no. By the way, not just controlling the camera.
Oh, the game I was thinking of was Night Trap.
Yeah, no, that's what I was thinking too. I brought that up earlier to him, and then I don't know. I think we disagreed again because that's how we do it. But observation. I'm playing down my bet right now. You agree to it, so you know, verbal handshake. Fucking this game, you will also control either the ship or you'll control something else in the game that is the game, and the camera thing is just a slight little fucking.
I would say the camera's the most thing because Julian's saying something you control the ship. I don't think that's gonna happen. But you are gonna majority of the game is you're gonna be controlling the fucking camera.
I got man. We'll see what happens because I swear to God I'm really worried about you putting your money down on that. You're gonna be upset. But yeah,
I'm never gonna fucking play the game. So hey, that $20 goes to you buying it. Then you gotta play it on the show. If you're right, you then gotta play it on the show.
Okay, I'll do that. I'll definitely do that. Really quick, can I just bring up something very, very quick? I'm looking over here, and there's this topic that we have over here: control gameplay trailer.
It's just for me. You don't have to talk about it, but it's just for me.
What is this? Because now I'm getting irritated.
Okay, so basically, Control is made by the same guys that made the first Max Payne, they made Alan Wake, and they made Quantum Break. Basically, very linear third-person shooters with slow motion mechanics. And what it is you play as a girl that has telekinesis, and telekinesis is a power that I've always been fascinated with. I've always loved telepaths. I've always liked, I've always wanted to kind of play a game where you had telekinesis. And a lot of games that incorporate like BioShock 1 and 2, and maybe some of the Elder Scrolls games. It's interesting, but they never really do anything with this. You're kind of floating around, you're picking shit up, you're throwing it. I'm like, that looks really fucking cool. And again, Alan Wake sucked. It was boring as shit, but the gameplay was fun. And Quantum Break, the story was incredibly interesting. The gameplay was okay. And look at this, I'm like, this looks really fucking cool. I get to kind of play a telekinesis game with guns. I'm like, this is kind of what I want. I really want to see if this game's gonna be good. And apparently it's coming out this year, so I'm excited for this.
Hey, really quick, Alan, check this out. Hey,
What?
look, I can float around. Look at that, an observation. Oh, I'm floating. Woo!
Yeah, oh yeah, you're not controlling a camera, Nick, so you might find it boring.
Woo! Oh, I'm floating. You fucking gotta be kidding me.
Car.
Look at this. You have that thing with Marvel Spider-Man as well, where it's just like, as long as you're off the fucking ground, as long as you're off the fucking ground, you are so fucking sold. That is, and you've admitted that before too.
Yeah.
That drives me fucking crazy. It really
okay,
does.
oh yeah, it's the exact same thing as Observation, a game where you look through a fucking camera versus something where you throw a fucking car at a dude. Like,
dude,
they're showing some of the floating mechanics.
This bitch is
He's
throwing
holding a bunch
fucking
of
tables,
debris.
man.
He's holding a bunch of cement debris off the fucking ground. That's
It looks
fucking
silly
firing.
as fuck.
It's not fucking. Oh, your definition of silly is fucking everything on Earth is silly.
Man, I fucking hate IGN. And stop sending me IGN videos, god damn it. Fuck.
No, I'm glad I said the IGN is to fuck with you for a second.
Rabble,
and
rabble,
Hollow Man
rabble,
at the point,
rabble.
play Gravity Rush. Oh my god, Gravity Rush is the most boring fucking thing in the goddamn world.
I told you not to play that fucking game.
So yeah, because Hollow Man in the YouTube chat is like play Gravity Rush, and that's actually a really good comparison because Gravity Rush has a floating mechanics a little wonky, but it has the same thing of you can pick stuff up and you can toss it, which is really a lot of fun. I really enjoyed that shit. But the thing is it's so boring. Oh my god! And the first one, I was losing my fucking mind. Like, there's a mission. Oh my god, I lost my memory. I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna go furnish my sewer apartment. I was like. What? So you just spent a mission flying around the city, finding a bed and a chair, and I'm like, what? And then I was like, oh my god, this game is so fucking boring. I'm like, you know what? Honestly, I don't think that the game's any fun. I think some of the floating mechanic is okay, but I'm gonna look up gameplay of the second one to see whether or not it improves upon to see if I should play and beat it. That didn't work, so I'm like, I had the second one already purchased because I bought both for like I think $15 total. Played the second one through the most boring opening cinematic, boring opening I've ever seen in a fucking video game. Played, and I'm like, this is a little better, so I'm probably gonna go through the summer and just kind of go through that game.
No, I'm gonna go to the person who's usually the most calm about all these situations. Jet, control and observation. What do you feel about those two? And who do you agree with mostly?
I don't got time to be watching a whole bunch of different screens. I'm like. I can't even
I have 4 right now going on.
No, I mean, like, okay, as far as observation, just the idea of being in this camera, whatever the fuck. I mean, Julian's saying that you control the ship. I mean, I don't know if you do or not. I didn't pay much attention to it. That's my fault. That's me being a cheap podcaster. I am very sorry. Just been really busy and I'm fucking tired. But, you know, control, you're throwing all this shit at people and everything. Like, do you like the idea of that? Do you think that's something that can work? And as far as the whole camera thing with observation, do you think that can work?
Wait, so you can basically fuck with people, like, while you're, like, observing and shit?
Yeah, well, observation, see, that's the thing. Like, Julian's saying you can, but I don't, from what we saw.
Isn't that basically The Sims?
Aw. Shut up. Fuck you.
I didn't even think about that one.
Yeah, you didn't think at all, did you?
You're just upset you didn't agree with your ass.
A little bit.
I mean, the game might be fun, and just like I can't just sit there and just basically watch people on fucking screens like fucking Night Trap.
Okay, yeah, but the thing is, Night Trap had an idea that could have worked. Maybe.
It reminds me, there's another game back in the day. I think it was an Xbox 360 game. But basically what it was is you were in charge of security, and you were basically, this woman is like in a jail cell, and she pleads with you to let her go, and then I guess you just decide to let her go. So you're opening up like security gates. You're basically telling her, oh, you know, walk around this corner, avoid this guard, doing that stuff. And I'm like, this is so boring. This is so lame. And this looks exactly the same kind of idea of you're in this observation station. Now it would be, the only thing that would make this game somewhat redeemable is if you're trying to kill the main character. Like, oh man, lock this person in the room, but then they're able to like hack their way through the door and escape. That would be the only thing that would make this game kind of cool, is you're actively trying to kill this person. But I think that can only work for a couple of hours, because you spend 8 hours trying to kill one person, you'd be bored as shit by the end of it.
But my only issue is just like, okay, like, and I agree with you there. Like, that would make it definitely better. But it's just like what we saw was so very little that's like, oh, this game's gonna be so shitty because it's like, dude, we don't even know how to play. Like
it doesn't look good. Maybe saying it's a shitty game is the wrong thing, but it doesn't look good.
Oh well, fuck. And then Control, Jet. The idea of basically being a Full Metal Alchemist with everything, just throwing shit at people and floating. Yeah, do you like the idea of that? I mean, I asked the wrong question because she's gonna say yes now because she likes that fucking anime. So shit. But what do you feel about Control?
I hate anime.
Bullshit. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. But yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. We'll see what happens. I hope that these games are gonna be good. But Jet, any final word on Control, at least?
Actually, now that I think about it, I don't think I like any, like, so far, like, I don't like any games that have to do with surveillance, because now I'm just thinking about it, like, Five Nights at Freddy's.
Oh, yeah,
just,
Five
like,
Nights at Freddy! Five Nights at Freddy!
Flashing in my head, like, in that game, like, you are doing some controlling and shit, but it's like, damn, after a while, that shit becomes boring as fuck.
Yeah. No.
It becomes predictable.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I don't know. We'll see. Five Nights at Freddy's 2, it's just like, the jump scare game is like, even at its height, it's still a bullshit game because, like, fuck you trying to jump scare.
And like, who the fuck's making fucking robots like that? Like, not like even the first game, like, okay, that's fine, but in the later games, when they have like the fucking sharp ass teeth and shit, and then basically they're all like torn up and everything like that. It's just like, okay,
yeah, the
bullshit.
4 games they made in like 2 years.
Don't forget the RPG.
Oh god, that was real.
Yeah.
But
it
now
had
we
the
got
best tagline I've ever seen for a fucking game, which is "There was never only one location." That's a cool ass tagline for Five Nights at Freddy.
But really quick, it's time for us to move on from this. I'm fucking tired, and my XSplit, you fucking suck, XSplit. You are nothing but a piece of fucking garbage. That's why OBS is getting a bunch of stupid people to fucking get their shit instead of your shit, because you fucking suck. Anyways, Alan, 2 reviews here, buddy. You got Sekiro. I don't know how to fucking say it.
I've been calling it Sicario.
Yeah. I love that. And then obviously Devil May Cry 5. Which one would you like to start off with?
I'll let you choose.
Okay, I want you to do Devil May Cry 5 first.
Okay, so my history of the Devil May Cry series is very, very odd because I played 4 as the very first one, and I fucking hated it. I didn't like the story. I didn't like Nero. I didn't really like the combat. I got about halfway through the fucking game. That was awful. And then it switches to Dante, and I'm like, oh, you gotta go through all the levels again? I'm fucking out. And I never played another Devil May Cry. Then DMC Devil May Cry came out. I was like, this looks like some garbage. And I'm not even a Devil May Cry fan, and this looks like trash. So I picked that up.
It really was shitty. Oh, sorry. No, I was just saying, like, yeah, it really was shitty. I mean, at first you think, like, the style's going to be cool and everything. You got this new version of Dante. You're going to be fucking into it. Has a certain style to it. And then as soon as you play, you're just like, dude, this is so fucking just like a parody of what was fucking cool about Devil May Cry in the first place.
And the combat itself, which is the most important part of these games, it does, honestly, it feels exactly the same as, even though there's identical animations as The Force Unleashed, which came out prior. And I love The Force Unleashed. That game is fucking great. So I kind of just gave up, and DMC 5 comes around, and I'm like, okay, I don't really like Devil May Cry, but hey, there's a free demo. Fuck it, I'll try it out, right? So I picked the demo. I'm like, I don't really like this because I don't get a lot of directionality. I'm like, I don't want to sit there and like press Y once, then wait a second, press Y 2 times. So kind of like, this demo's okay. Then I'm like, you know what? Let me get my head out of my ass and actually, try to play the game properly. And then as I was doing that, I'm like, oh no, I'm actually stringing together these combos. I'm actually like linking a bunch of stuff playing as Nero. I'm like, this is a lot of fun. And I started to understand why Ganja and Nick get so mad at God of War and Assassin's Creed, because they grew up playing games like Devil May Cry, where there's so much intricacies with the buttons. It's like playing a fighting game, but as a third-person action game. I'm like, okay, I'm starting to get it. I still love the games I just mentioned, Assassin's Creed, God of War, but the DMC, I'm like, okay, I'm starting to get this. So I'm like, fuck it, I'm going to pick the game up. I picked it up, and I was just starting to enjoy the combat and the story just from the get-go. Playing as Nero was a lot of fucking fun. But one of my issues is I played as human because at this point, Kingdom Hearts has ruined me on the only 2 difficulties because I assumed the harder to do would be some bullshit. So I played as human, and I'm like, man, this is so annoying because it's 15 minutes of cutscene, and then I get to a fucking fight and it ends too quickly. I get 8 missions in, I'm like, nah, fuck it, I'm going to increase the difficulty. Replayed it, had a great time replaying it, and just kept playing through and had a great time with all the characters. I think Nero's really interesting. V is actually one of my favorite characters, just because he's so different at how he plays. Because like Nero and Dante, they're sword people. They have their sword stuff. But when you play as V, he basically controls these animals, and it's just fun to kind of control the animals while you're just watching this guy in the background, having to make sure he doesn't get killed. So I really, really enjoyed that, and I think the story bounces off these characters really well because the voice acting is top notch, the visuals look fucking amazing, and the progression and flow is really good. But it leads into really my biggest problem with the game is I don't feel like there's enough enemies on screen for me to get a good fight out of it. Like near the end of the game there is, but the first like 10 missions I felt like the game was still too easy even on the hardest difficulty I had unlocked. And Trey was telling me, who's someone who loves this, is when you get to the harder difficulties, one of the things they do is they add more enemies on screen. I'm like, I wish you gave me that at the start, because I'm getting through these fights really, really easily. What's up? No, okay, no, we're not playing Dynasty Warriors because Dynasty Warriors is fucking trash. But the hard difficulties increase that because I played Bayonetta and I had a lot of fun with Bayonetta. Bayonetta fills the screen with enemies and you're doing all sorts of cool, crazy shit. And I had a great time with it. But besides the enemy count, that's really my only problem. I really enjoyed this game. And it's really fucking solid. And that's really all I can say about it because it was more enjoyable than I thought it was going to be. But it's not as enjoyable as I hoped it was playing games like Bayonetta, which is in the same kind of genre. So it's kind of this exactly like it's a little bit higher than expected, but not as much as I wanted. So it's like I don't want to say it's middle of the road because it's still really good. But if we're gonna go on a thing, I'd say it's a rent it. I'd say it's a get it when it's on sale because it's good. But also near the end, the story gets really muddled if you've never played a Devil May Cry game. Yeah. If this is your first game, you're gonna get through 90% of the story and go, this makes perfect sense. Then that last 10%, you're like, wait, who's related to who? That person's here. You're from the future. What the fuck is going on?
Yeah, man. And like for me, and I'll give my review later on, but I will say like this is my second favorite game of the year so far. This is fucking amazing. Although I did play the closed beta for Mortal Kombat 11, and that will be my number fucking one, which will set everything else down. But as far as this goes, man, when you're talking about V, I fucking love the fact. And Julia was bringing this up in the chat, saying like, do you like triple S every rank every fight? Yeah, I do when it comes to V.
And double S.
Yeah. But then I always had issues with the other character, Zero. Like, I'm not really great with him. So that's one issue kind of had to. I do like the store a little bit, but the thing is, I feel like the store is not really changing the game like how Devil May Cry 1 and 3 did. Like, Devil May Cry 3, dude, like, you need to go to that store frequently. On this game, honestly, I could have played this entire fucking thing without going to the store. And I've already spent at least 7 hours playing it. What's up?
I stopped going to the store after a while with certain characters. Dante has too many. I'm glad they added every single move Dante's ever had in existence, but holy fucking shit. The guy has too many moves. I stuck with Balrog and the nunchucks because those were really cool. But I really just changed between those just because the hand-to-hand combat was really fun and different. I didn't really use a sword because Nero has a sword, so I wanted to at least try to differentiate between all three characters. But yeah, after a while, I'm like, I got the upgrades I wanted to. I don't really need the other upgrades, so I kind of just stopped going to the store. So I had like fucking like a million orbs by the end of the game.
Yeah, which is cool. And I like the idea of you know, you can actually go in there and buy more red orbs. I think that's a pretty cool option to have. I think that if people want to go in there and just beat everything really quick and have all the upgrades, that's fucking awesome. That's how you do DLC, y'all. Like, you know, have it affect the single player, have it not be too expensive, and have it be optional. Like, that's how you do it. So, you know, and that's a smart idea too, because some people might actually spend money on an Exploder or a Game Genie or something to like go in here and cheat, but you can just do it legally and like it's a lot more simple. You know what I mean? So I think that's pretty cool. This game is fucking great. I'm playing it on the easiest difficulty because I don't got time to be like mad at fucking video games, but I will be playing this again on the hardest difficulty because this game is fun as shit. You'll be dying and it's actually fun to go right back into it. So I kind of agree with him. Although you gave it a rental, for me it's like a 4 out of 5.
I gave it a rental only in the sense of that it was like it's one of those things where it's like, oh man, there's so many stuff, especially near the end of the game, that I really didn't get because I didn't play the other games. So I want you to use the extra money and maybe get the special editions that's on PlayStation to get yourself used to the game.
Yeah, but for me, like I would, this game, it's not perfect, but I would, man, you gotta buy it. Like I wouldn't waste time on just like, oh, it'll be free in a year or 2 years. Get it now so you can play it before something else takes your money because you know it's gonna happen. This fucking shit's amazing. But now it's time for you to discuss Sekiro.
Or, again, that's the actual name is Sekiro. So Ruthless, you'll be proud of me. I finally pronounced the samurai game properly.
Yeah.
But yes, accidentally spelling out Sicario every fucking time was fucking difficult. And by the way, me not being able to spell this game is gonna be very important to my review. So to preface this, like I prefaced the DMC, this is made by the guys that made the Dark Souls game and Bloodborne and Demon Souls. So this is kind of their thing now. They're the Dark Souls company. So for people that have played Dark Souls, you kind of already know what to expect. You got the bonfires, you got the flasks that recharge at every death. You have you have very hard boss fights, and you have kind of interesting level design, and also very little story. All those are here. So that the staples of Dark Souls are here, like you saw with Bloodborne. But the thing is, when I played Dark Souls 1, I had a great time with it. I fucking loved it. It took me so long to get through it, but I was able to figure it out. I played it, beat it, and I had a great time with it. Then Dark Souls 2 come out. I'm like, this is the same fucking game, and I never finished it just because not because I was hard, because I'm like, I don't want to play the same game again.
Mm-hmm.
So what did I do is I just stayed away, and then Bloodborne came. I'm like, wow, this looks aesthetically different. The gothic setting, the change of weapon looked very different. And then you play it, it still has this Dark Souls stuff. I played and beat it, and had a great time with it. Played Dark Souls 3, I'm like, this is just the same thing as every Dark Souls game, so I avoided it.
Mm-hmm.
The first thing, and I think I said this when we talked about it during our E3 press coverage, I was like, holy shit, they made a Dark Souls game with an actual combat system. And I specify that because when you play Dark Souls, what's the basic enemy type in Dark Souls? There are some sort of weird cracked out zombie that has probably a club or a hand and runs up to you and does a crazy crack combo. So you block it and then you stab them once or twice and they're dead. But that's it. You're basically just fighting zombies. That's a basic Dark Souls and Bloodborne enemy type. With this game, and one thing I loved about it from the fucking very get-go, and you can see this in the trailer, when you slice your sword, somebody blocks it. And you're like, oh shit, that's cool. If you and the thing is, if the enemy times their block properly with your attack, it'll knock you back and they could do an attack. It's a deflection. So the enemy, the basic enemy type, has attacks that you have as a player. So if they attack you first and you block at the right time, they open themselves out and you could do an attack. And instead of a stamina bar like in the other games, you have this posture meter. So if you're blocking or they're blocking, it increases and increases. If you keep attacking them and it breaks, you get stunned. So for Smash Bros. Players, it's a shield from Smash Bros. Basically. And you get to block bullets, you get to block all sorts of shit. So your thing is that it's less about trying to dwindle their health down and more about trying to dwindle their posture down to get a death blow. And I fucking love it. It is so fucking fun. When you're fighting 4 or 5 enemies, and you're like, shit, how the fuck am I going to fight these guys off? You're blocking off fucking 3 people, using the grappling hook to jump up, and you're fighting, and you're using the environment to your get-go. So the intricacy of the environment adds to the gameplay. This game addicted me. This game is so addicting. I was playing this game for 10 hours straight. This was as addicting as Stellaris was. To the extent where I was just like, my life was like, man, my sleep schedule got fucked up. It's still fucked up now. I would spend like 7 or 8 hours just playing the fucking game because I could not stop. It was so much fucking fun because it doesn't feel like a Dark Souls game, even though it has a lot of the same attributes of it, because the combat feels so different than any of the other games that these guys have ever made. And honestly, to a certain degree, games that I've played other times. Because we just talked about DMC 5. When you're fighting a lot of the enemies, it's how cool do you look? When you're slicing up a person, then you jump in the air and you grab them with the nearest thing and you slam them down, you're looking cool as shit. With this game, it's how does it feel? It feels like you're doing an actual battle. It feels like you're fighting in an old samurai movie where there's blocks and parrying, and there's stuff you got to do with the environment. And the boss fights, because that's the most important part of these games, what they are is they're still doing the block and parrying all that stuff, but they have cooler abilities where they could jump and fly, or they do this cool flip over you, and you got to use your parrying and dodging to try to avoid and do that. So unlike Dark Souls, which feels like it's so much on time, like, oh, the enemy's going to do a big fucking scratch. Well, I got to jump back here before they do something. This feels like there's a lot of skill that actually matters in this actual game. And that's something that I love. So when I'm fighting the same boss for 4 hours, I don't feel like it's bad because I feel like, oh man, I just had to be better. I just had to time it better. I just had to be better with my attacks. I got to think more. Which leads into the two worst bosses in this game are just giant monsters, which you just slice until they die. They're Dark Souls bosses. Yeah. But this game is so fucking addicting. It does, again, it's like we talk about DMC. When you die, it doesn't feel like bullshit. It's like, oh man, I just need to be better. So this is a fucking fun ass game. Like, I love the fuck out of it.
Yeah, man, and that's the thing too. Like, I knew that From Software was going to do a good job with this. Everyone was like, you know what? Like, we're not even like in that point where like, oh, I hope it's going to be good. Or can we see the gameplay? They're just like, you know, we'll show you some gameplay, but for the most part, like, you guys, all you need to know is a trailer and know that it's From Software, and we're going to do some good shit. I will tell you, and I will ask you too. When I look at this, I feel like, you know what? This is the one that's gonna. This is the apex of From Software development. Yeah. This is the best one, and I haven't played this at all yet, but it looks like it's the best one. Would you say that? Would you say this is definitely better than all the Dark Souls and Bloodborne and all that bullshit?
This is better than every single This is better than every single From Software game that I've played, because this reminds me a lot of Tenchu Z, because this takes a lot from it. The grappling hook, the fucking, even the animations of killing people. That was a stealth game. That game fucking amazing. I still have it. I think I sent that to Trey, or I still have it, but I don't feel like looking it up. But it's so much fucking fun with that, because again, it feels like it relies on you, the player, actually being able to learn the mechanics. The mechanics are simple, but it requires you learning them versus, oh man, if you just time, because I'm sorry, I'm going to say this. Timing in Dark Souls doesn't mean you're good at games. I don't care if you're anybody could sit down and for 10 hours straight, getting their ass kicked by a boss, eventually figure out the necessary timing to take out the boss. It does not mean you are good. This game changes it where there's still timing because there's going to be animation, but it also relies on you, the player, having enough skills at the game to be able to take that. The enemy you showed on screen earlier, I did not die against that enemy. I took him out in a few hits because I knew how to play the fucking game. Because I actually mastered the game's mechanics. I didn't just sit there and memorize his fucking patterns. That's the only way I won. It helped against the bullshit bosses, like I was talking about. But this game, like, it was so fucking addicting, I couldn't stop playing. Like, the final boss took me 8 hours to beat because he was kicking my fucking ass. But every time, like, I didn't stop playing because I'm like, oh man, this is bullshit. It's because I felt like, oh man, I gotta time this better. I gotta do this better. I gotta watch out for this move. And this is like, if you did not believe in evolution, you should have seen me being that final boss after 7 hours straight playing. Because I'm like, man, I can't do this anymore. I got a life to fucking live. I looked at the thing. I'm like, it's fucking 10 to 7 in the morning. I'm going to try this one more fucking time. And I was able to do it. And I started clapping my hands and feet. I was like, what the fuck am I doing? What kind of ape shit am I doing right now? 'Cause I was so fucking happy I beat this fucking game. Because you feel like you earn every single fucking boss fight, even the bad ones. So this is honestly, it's just, again, I wish it had more story. That's the one thing From Software never does right. Because the story here is like immortality and you're trying to break it because it's causing so many problems, but it's so bare minimum. But the game is so much fucking fun. This is definitely on my game of the year. But but again, if it had a better story, this would be one of my favorite fucking games ever. It's just, it doesn't have enough story. It doesn't have enough meat. It's all rice. There's a lot of rice and the rice is great, but there's no meat to it.
Okay, yeah. But in our rating system, I mean, I'm gonna just assume you're gonna say buy it because you bought it and you love it. But like, yeah, man, I mean, yeah, definitely buy it for you.
Definitely, this is definitely a buy. But it's one of those things where, to preface it, if you love Dark Souls, you probably already bought it because you're a Dark Souls fan. If you hate Dark Souls, you hate the difficulty, you hate the memorization, you hate the hitting just a slab of enemy souls eyes, still pick this up. I highly recommend it because it's so different to a Dark Souls game that it does a lot of cool stuff with it that it actually makes it a lot of fucking fun. If you've never played a Dark Souls game, that's probably the only people would recommend this because you're not used to the flow of a Dark Souls game, which is just fight a bunch of enemies to a boss. That's basically the flow of a Dark Souls game. So if you've never played it, I'd say check it out just because it might be fun. But it might be something like, this might be your first Dark Souls game, so it might be something you got to get used to.
Yeah, but yeah, we're about to get the fuck out of here really quick. I just want to answer one question. JP says, Mob Psycho 100, have you heard of it? Jet, tell this man.
Yep.
Yeah, so we watched the first episode. I don't know how far have you gone into Mob Psycho 100. I keep forgetting. You know what's so fucking crazy about this show though, is that I keep forgetting what the fuck happens. Like,
You like it?
I love it, and I've watched it twice now, and I literally don't remember one character's name. I still like, I don't know why I keep watching it the worst times or something. I don't know what the fuck it is, but like I'm usually really tired or like really stressed out when I watch it, so I don't pay attention. I can't tell you a single fucking thing, but I have seen it and I love it.
You
sure?
You definitely like the music, and you definitely like the beginning animation.
Yeah. But I mean, like, what are you thinking about the show? I mean, I don't know how far are you into Jet?
Oh, the show's fun as shit. Like, especially their experimental ways with animation too. Literally, unlike One Punch Man, they actually use the style of the artist in his original comics, which like if you've seen One Punch Man, like at first it's just like, damn, like is this dude drawing like that for a joke? Oh wait, no, it's serious. He actually draws like this.
Yeah.
And it's actually interesting when it's animated because it's like you wouldn't think something kind of looking like that would be so fun to watch.
Yeah, that does kind of look like One Punch Man a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, the one thing I will say too is like, you know, at first you think like, okay, this is gonna be kind of, you know, funny, I say funny in quotes because they're talking about like how this dude's trying to build a business around taking out these ghosts or whatever the fuck it is, and you know, there's a story about this particular ghost that literally he's just like, hey, this ghost died here because he got scared of cockroaches and he jumped up and broke his fucking neck or whatever the fuck happened. And I'm like, you know, that's stupid. But then when you get into like and I'm not gonna spoil things, but like other things happen and they do sound funny. And there's a part where like shit gets insane and intense, and there's a joke in the middle of it. But I'm still tense because the music and the way it's drawn and when shit's actually happening on screen, I'm like, oh fuck.
Yeah, but
like,
I don't want any jokes in my ghost stories.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know what I mean? Like, it's one of those
whole,
things.
I'm fucking with you then.
The thing about it is like the whole show. Part of it actually is a joke because like it's about like psychics and whatnot. And the main character, Mob, like Mob 100, basically he's a super powerful middle school psychic, but he's the underling of basically someone who's a fake psychic.
Yeah.
So basically he's a complete scammer.
Yeah, and it's funny because you get to see people's stories that are just like it's like scary to them. It's like, oh my god, like this horrible fucking thing's happening. And their story's horrible, and it's you hear the actual story, which is also still scary, and then you see the activity from the ghost, which is also scary. But this show has a thing about it that's just fucking silly. And I will say, and I'm starting to kind of get into how this, whoever made this, I'm starting to get into what they do, but I like how these stories, or dislike how these stories will ruin a theme that they have that I'm fucking enjoying because they want to just either do a joke or they want to do some weird shit. Like One Punch Man. Love the designs. Love the characters. But once again, for the 50th fucking time, one punch, that's how you're going to beat him? And it's like, this is like, dude, great story. Scary. I'm literally uncomfortable. Fucking great animation. Fucking awesome story. You're making a joke? You know, you're going to have a ghost, like, have like a cutesy little, you know what I mean? It's just, it's fucking dumb.
If you didn't like that about One Punch Man, you're not gonna like it about this because Mob literally is strong as shit. Like, if you didn't like One Punch Man fire, you're not gonna like Mob.
Yeah, and it's like, and I'm surprised because I know you don't like Dragon Ball or Dragon Ball Z, and it's like, how do you let this shit slide with One Punch Man and this?
How do you let One Punch Man slide but you don't like Dragon Ball Z? What the fuck?
Well, no, yeah, because it's just like
that's completely different.
No, because Goku does. He's Captain fucking amazing.
Also, like, the thing is, like, with One Punch Man, like, they make fun of themselves, and, like, it's funny as shit, while Goku and shit, like, that's all serious most of the time. It's fucking boring. The characters get on my last goddamn nerves. At least, like, even the side characters in One Punch Man are actually written way better.
Yeah. Kirk saying, how big was that roach? No,
Well,
like, that's the thing,
Florida,
is like...
so.
You know, I don't want to say too much about anything either, because like there's, it's just like even at the beginning, like some shit happens. I'm just like, what the fuck? Definitely watch the show. I will say that. At least give it like the 3-episode chance. I watched the 1 episode. I mean, I'm starting to remember things right now. I'm starting like I got a smile, a legit smile on my face. Like, dude, I kind of want to watch another one right now.
That opening goes the fuck off, and
that
it's
opening's
mostly
amazing.
Fucking counting too, like 1, 2, 3, 4. Damn, what the fuck is this?
No, the music's really, really good. It reminds me of Madoka Girls, the Magical Madoka Girls. Like, that had a really good theme song, and it was almost like the theme song was so good that it should not be on Madoka Magical Girls. It's like, why the fuck is this on here? And then it gets something that's reverse of that, Hunter x Hunter, which has the fucking worst intro ever. Like
that intro actually grows on you after a while, because the thing is, like, during certain arcs it does not fit at all, and they're just telling you to smile, and just like, smile for what just fucking happened on the goddamn screen?
Yeah, all this horrible shit's happening, like, I don't know. And then like the outro is like fucking, it goes to it so well, and I'm like, look, this show needs to pick a fucking thing. But then again, it's like, I know things don't do that sometimes, and I need to like stop expecting. Oh, this is another thing I gotta talk about. And JP, you should tell me if you agree with this. I don't know if Jeff fully agrees with this, the way I'm talking about it. But like in Hunter x Hunter, when they're talking about lore and they're talking about something serious or something that's like very sinister, they got this scary ass fucking music that plays. And I'm not joking, dude. Alan, I know you're probably thinking like, okay, Nick, get the fuck over yourself. No, I get uncomfortable. I literally get like unnerved because the music has like this weird like, oh, like I can't do it, but it's like evil church music, if that makes sense. It's really fucking uncomfortable.
Like it just goes like, oh.
Yeah, dude, it's super deep. And the thing is, like, when you hear it, you're thinking like, okay, this show's kind of cutesy, and like Gon is a little kid that's whooping up all these guys' ass, and then you hear that music and you're like, am I tripping? Like, this sounds kind of like, am I just hearing this shit? Like, it does not belong to the show at all. And I don't know, it takes me out of the fucking show. Do you ever have that when it comes to shows at all? Like, where they don't fit whatever you're watching, the music?
Oh, I usually skip the intros after a while. So.
No, but just like even
this
just
is
during
the goddamn show during the music, you hater.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nah, usually a lot of the shows I watch usually have fine music during this. I can't really ever think of a situation where it's like the wrong music played at the wrong time. So generally, it's fine.
Sometimes Walking Dead gets me with certain music where it's like I end up just wanting to like be sad because the song and whatever's happening on screen is totally not affecting me, but the song is so fucking sad. I'm like, yeah, this is a big moment. You know what I mean?
By the way, you mentioned it not fitting the show. Like the thing is, like Hunter x Hunter actually isn't a cutesy show. It's pretty fucking brutal. So honestly, that music fits, especially later. That's how they trick you at first, thinking like, oh, this is a cute show. Like, no, it's not. That music really does fit because people like literally are like.
Yeah. JP
some
says
bad stuff happens later.
Yeah, JP saying, yeah, you know, he knows what I'm saying. He says it's about tone, does it work? It's cute, and then immediate smack of weirdness experiences watching that time when I was reincarnated as a slime. I've never seen that show. That's a title for your ass.
Oh yeah, that's a newer show that came out. Basically, someone was reincarnated as a superpowered slime monster that you would usually find in like RPGs and stuff like that. That basically that enemy that's usually like really weak and stuff like that, which is basically super powerful.
Yeah, but anyways, aside from that, I would normally just get the fuck out of here. But guess what? Ganja's here. How you doing? Wait,
hey,
you're awake.
Wrong fucking time.
You're fired.
I came in for reviews. I came in for anime talk. I just stayed quiet and watched the show like one of the great audience that are.
Also, why the fuck did we talk about anime for like 10 minutes?
Just now.
There's anime games out there too.
Are we doing a fucking state of play direct where we're just talking about anime? Because if we just did an anime show, no one would watch it.
Nope.
Damn right.
You know, that's the funny thing
got
is too.
canceled. Remember JP? Never forget.
That was a night.
It's funny that not JB, but Alan, like when you said that shit was called VR Direct, it's like if it was, man, you know how many fucking no's they would get to even like, you know, finance that thing.
That's exactly why they didn't name it that.
Because I bet that was the first choice.
I'm just mad y'all in the fucking chats did not give Alan too much shit during his review. I just expected complete interruptions and making fun of him. Like, what's wrong with y'all?
Yeah, no.
No, this is what it's like. See how quickly I get through a review and someone actually lets me talk?
Bitch, it's been 20
Oh
minutes.
yeah, shut the fuck up. That was not quick at all,
that
motherfucker.
That was a quick review. I reviewed 2 games in less than 15 minutes. Fuck you.
God,
I almost jumped in and said, wrapped it up, man. I'm here to talk.
What did he wrap it up? Fuck you.
We were in the realm of compliments, and you got that target on yourself. You are doomed to do that.
I did those quickly as I fucking could.
I know.
I came in swinging, and Alan just
put
took
it
all
out
the
there
hits.
like that. Like I know it's hard to do a review, and I know it's hard to get it short, but don't do that. Then I have to tell you, yeah, you fucking took forever. Like, God
I did
damn
not
it,
take
Alan.
for fucking ever. I know I did it. I saw the fucking time.
subjective.
Look, all I know is I give that review a 3 out of 5. All right.
I love
No
that
one
review.
asked you. At least I showed up.
I would buy that review. That's
So
what
did
I
I.
would do.
Yeah, late.
Just like I should. My job is done.
Good
You
Lord.
had no job. You're
Anyways,
fired, remember?
people, thank you all for every single chat. I know that some things I fucked up tonight. It's just XSplit updated. It is what it is. And this is, by the way, too, this always happens. I'm just going to warn y'all for Saturday. Something might go wrong again. Because every time they do an update, they do another one 2 days later because they're like, oops, I forgot to put that there. And then they got to fucking redo the whole goddamn thing. So, be prepared for that. Sorry. But I love you guys. Thank you for being in YouTube chat, Facebook chat, Twitch chat. Definitely share the video and everything too. Help us out, because if you guys help us out, we can do something to help you guys out, give something back to you, all that good stuff. I'm getting the fuck out of here. God, just since you're here, I'm gonna do you, or not gonna do you.
Ooh,
you.
My body is ready. I'm rested.
Chuckle brothers are getting married.
Shut the fuck.
Alan's just mad because he's still single.
I don't give a fuck.
Alan, you. Anyways,
I do the goddamn hell I want.
2, 1.
Beat that beat, Alan!
The chat. Jesus Christ, Alan. I love you so much.
You're darn good.
I enjoy talking about anime. I don't know what they're talking about, but I like anime.
I enjoy
like
reviewing those games.
Except when I
just
hate
in a
it.
timely manner.
Good Lord.
That's
We
when I
gotta
hate
finish Welcome to the NHK, and I'm not looking forward to that.
We'll finish it sooner or later.
Jesus.
Anime is trash. Smoke weed, read the manifesto.
I
The
viewed you in the
manifesto
middle of you
also
saying
anime,
that,
it's a manga.
and you still fucked it up. It's okay. Anyway, people, thank you. I love you very much. Bye.